What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we're going to talk about T-800 Terminator clean version. And if you haven't pre-ordered yet, I believe it's still available at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. It is released now, and it's bittersweet because I've been looking forward to this figures, and I mean Terminator, for a long time now. Does he have like a slit on his finger there? That'll be unfortunate, kind of like Loki. But yeah, it's bittersweet, as I was saying, because it's gone. Like, the Terminator line has all been released. I'm still looking forward to receiving them. I know T-1000 is already available at Sideshow. I'm waiting for mine at Big Bad. From what I heard, the body is not that good. Like, it's super slender, but that's okay. I've never had a T-1000, so that's not going to deter me. As a matter of fact, I don't have any Terminator in my possession right now. At one point, I had the DX-13 and the police shootout version. And I believe we are due for another police shootout version. Like, I would not be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to anything Terminator, to be quite honest with you, or any 80s icon for that matter. I'm not. I'll buy them. As far as this, I've never had DX10. I've never did. At that time, I'm not gonna lie, 300 was a lot of money for me. You know, like, even with DX13, it became available, and I was like, I didn't know if I want to buy it. I didn't know if I want to spend $300 on a figure, which if I eventually did, it was a good experience. I sold it since, but I'm gonna get it again. But this, Terminator is pretty iconic to me. One of the movies that I loved growing up, so it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna get this. Like I said, I never had this, so getting this in hand would be, I would say, a more experience for me than the battle damage version one, because I did have the X13, and even though that's better, I'm sure some of the magic is you've kind of experienced that before, unlike this one. Now, the minigun that he does have, let me know in the comments, is it the same minigun as Punisher from Daredevil? Because I did have that. Okay, I didn't know that his arm is seamless. Is it the same way for the new battle damage one? Because it didn't need to be. You know, but I think the battle damage one, he never removed his jacket. So I don't know if we really needed that, but if it's there, it's there. I'm thinking more of the posability side of things here. You know, like, this is a good shot right here when he was chasing, I think, John here. It's a good look. I don't know. I'm excited for these guys. I really am. And it shows you, even I've never had the new one yet, the battle damage, but upon looking at it, and same way for this, I don't see a big difference. Like, it's not like Bing. You know what I mean? Like, between the 1.0 and the 2.0. And that's not to knock this figure or the battle damage, DX46. It's to give props to the older figure, the DX10 and 13. So they're pretty good. They stood the test of time. Like, if you had those, I mean, is this an improvement? I'm sure. But, you know, you could skip it if you really don't want to spend money. You know, with the leather jacket and all that stuff. I always said that in it by itself is a good reason to upgrade. Because I think that's pretty significant. You know, like the fact that the peace of mind that it's not going to disintegrate in front of your eyes is, you know, it's a pretty good trade-off. Because if you buy like a real leather jacket for these guys, they're pretty expensive. You know, they could cost a lot. So, you know, the fact that you could do that, I think it's a big plus. You know, I've never had this where you can switch out the arm. That's a pretty cool trade-off right there. But yeah, it feels like those two figures stood the test of time. Because looking at they even have comparison online now, especially with the DX13 and the new DX46. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. That might not be 46, but, you know, I'll call it 46. looks looks pretty similar. And this one, without any comparison yet, just eyeballing it, I'm sure there's improvements, you know. And again, if you have the DX10, if you want to upgrade, I don't even blame you. I fully support that. I'm not even gonna say that that's a waste of money. Hey, the more Arnie, the better, right? For me, that's, you know, worst case scenario. If you already have the DX10 and you have, let's say you have the DX10 and then you don't have a DX13 and then you bought the battle damage one now, you could use this body or the DX10 body, you know, to pop in another head sculpt there, whatever you choose to do so, you know. So that's another option, you know. That's, you got multiple options when it comes to this Arnie's. This is a beautiful looking figure right here. So I'm guessing he comes with a second arm, right? Like I forgot how this looks like. I know I'm excited for this figure, and it looks goddamn good. Because back in the day, I would buy like a third party pants, and boots are hard to find for these guys, and then I'll kit bash. I'll buy the TTM20, and then I'll kit bash a whole new Arnie for what I have, like, you know, the spare jacket, the spare head sculpt, and all that stuff. TTM20 back then was expensive, and I'm talking about like $125 to $140 back in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, you know. So having this, you'll have options. That's a good shot right there. Now that we're over, let's go to police shootout, or have a very limited, if they're not convinced, with a Sarah Connor. You know, maybe make it artisan, or not artisan. I don't want artisan because that's hard to get. I want to get a Sarah Connor that I can enjoy, that I don't have to fall in line. So let's make a Sarah Connor. Let's make a John, the kid version, and let's call it a day. Oh, let's make a endoskeleton while we're at it. You know, I think it's overdue. But you know what? Let's make an endoskeleton first. T-1000, because that has been, the closest one was the Genesis one. It's not even the proper one. But a lot of people are just, all right, I'll settle with this. So I hope this sells out. So that would encourage them to do more Terminator or 80s icons. But let me know in the comments, are you gonna pick this up? Do you have the DX10? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching.